There is something for all audiences at the Myrtle Beach International Film Festival, including for younger film goers, and included in that is Annabelle Hooper and the Ghosts of Nantucket, and that is directed by Paul Serifini.
Yes.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Joel.
How did this film come about?
Well, I've been a director for about 20 years now, and most of my experience has been in television. And but film has always been my first love. And I grew up going to Nantucket Island in the summers in the 1970s and the 1980s, and that's where I got that's where my movie education came from, because I used to go to the movies literally every single night, and I saw every classic from those 2 decades. And so when film has always been my first love, even though I've worked in television. And for my first feature, I wanted it to be set on the place that I love more than any other place. I'm from Boston, Massachusetts,
okay,
but Nantucket has always been something near and dear to my heart. So that's how it came about.
And why a family film aimed at a younger audience?
Well, I've worked a lot in the genre of family entertainment. I'm, a firm believer that, there's not enough good quality, clean entertainment for kids. And I also, it wasn't just kind of paint by numbers. I really wanted something that was family entertainment that was also inspiring, that would, have wholesome characters that kids would look up to and then maybe want to emulate in some ways. Annabelle's a young, aspiring mystery writer, so maybe that'll, encourage some kids to pick up a pen and look for inspiration for their stories. And it's got, action, adventure, romance, all the usual things that hopefully will get audiences to enjoy.
What was your name again?
Annabelle. Annabelle Hooper.
Meet the greatest mystery writer no one's ever heard of. Until now.
You're Annabelle? I need your help.
On a faraway island, Annabelle uncovers a haunting mystery.
You actually think that I might have seen something?
There's definitely paranormal activity going on in that vacation house of yours.
Mom!
Not just a vacation house. They're all over the island.
And encounters a legendary ghost.
You just missed 2 really interesting men that stopped by.
With a pair of thieves in hot pursuit.
Hello! Let's move.
Looks like a compass.
An unlikely group of friends.
Where are you going?
To find out where that arrow's taking us.
Have fun with that.
Must unlock an ancient secret.
Sometimes history is the mystery.
This island, it's not what you imagine it to be.
Before it's too late.
Our ship is about to come in.
We have it.
Get them!
It's a race against time.
Let's go!
There they are. Step on it. Stop telling me how to drive.
The full moon fades in a matter of hours. You can free us.
To the end of the world and back.
Guys, they're right behind us.
Mar Vista Entertainment presents Bailey Madison, Robert Capron, Rachel Resheff, and Maverick Moreno, Annabelle Hooper, and the Ghosts of Nantucket.
Off we go into the spirit world.
We'll get to the bottom of this one in no time.
Now, this is I guess you would call it a small budget independent film. Still, you said $1 million budget for this film.
Around there,
for the average person, that doesn't sound like a small budget film, but if you're talking about Hollywood, that's...
It kind of, I know, it seems like a lot of money. Honestly, all I can say is when you're doing a movie, where you've got 70 crew people and a lot of cast, and you're having to put everybody up on an island for the weeks that we were shooting, it goes pretty fast.
Sure.
So, and you're working with unions and all of that.
Sure.
And they have, specific levels that they, for pay levels and whatnot. But the goal was to, even though the movie was budgeted at just under $1 million, the goal was to make it look like it was shot for 5 times that. And that's one of the reasons I insisted on shooting the entire thing on location on Nantucket Island. As difficult as that was logistically and expensive and whatnot, the movie looks so much better because of it, because you could never build the sets and have the locations that we had and the vistas and everything. And so that's where kind of, you get your money's worth, I think. But it is kind of, it skirts that line, but believe it or not, even for an indie film, it's fairly not that high.
Where did you get the script? Did you write the script yourself, or did you have a script writer?
I came up with the story myself and the outline of the story, and then I partnered with a screenwriter up in Boston, and we worked on it together. and just worked on it, worked on the outline to get that where it needed to be before, you know, I even let him go and try a first draft of the script. And then it just went, you know, it took us a few years to get all the financing together, to get all the pieces together to make the film. And during that time, the script went through some iterations, and we got it in front of a lot of experienced industry people, and we took influence from some of that. We changed some things, other things we didn't change. And I think ultimately the script is better for it. So it started in my head just when I was going on a ghost walking tour with my then 11-year-old daughter, and on Nantucket, and all of a sudden, you know, she was into ghosts, and she was into all that kind of thing, and the idea just kind of came to my head. So.
And you had a great young actor to kind of build this movie around, correct?
Yes.
Talk about that.
Yes, the lead, Annabelle Hooper, is played by a wonderful actress named Bailey Madison, and she's done many things. She's only 16 years old, but she's been working professionally for the last decade of her life, and that is what she does. I mean, and she's been in, I think, at least 25 feature films, some of them studio films, 15 different television series on major networks, and she's on them now. And so she's kind of a rising star in the young adult world, and we got her involved when she was only 13, and she stayed attached to the project, so we got the financing together. And yes, we were certainly, you know, it helped to have her on board, because then that helped get some of the other actors that we got, get some of the financing in, that helps. And we kind of, you know, built the whole package, and that's kind of how we got the movie made. That's the only way we got it made, really. So.
Okay. And the film is called Annabelle Hooper and the Ghosts of Nantucket. Paul
Yes.
Serifini, thank you very much.
Thank you,
and
Joel.
good luck to you.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much.